From the time of our birth, we constantly look to others to heal and comfort us. When we become hurt from a fall, stubbing a finger to secure our feelings. As we grow into adulthood, while we realise that we can attend to these difficulties, how often though do we get stuck and look to others to settle us through our struggles? It is always urged for us to seek resolution through others. To what degree, though, are we to expect other people to attend to our feelings, as opposed to how we could resolve things ourselves? The answer to this question is beheld in this story from Nietzsche, a story he calls of redemption, within his epic work of Thus Spoke Zarathustra, which is the subject of this video. This continues the theme of how we can say yes to life, where I've also created other Nietzsche videos to discover the inspiration that we can find within ourselves, just when we think we have nowhere else to turn. Click the links in the description. Zarathustra was surrounded by a bunch of beggars, those who were crippled, and among them was a hunchback, and he told that in order for Zarathustra to be truly respected, he would have to heal all the crippled. To which he responded, "If one takes away the hunch from the hunchback, one takes away his spirit. And if one gives eyes to the blind man, he sees too many bad things. He who makes the lame man walk does him the greatest harm, for no sooner can he walk that his vices run away from him." Zarathustra explains that he has seen many who lack an eye, some who lack their leg, some who have lost their heads. There are also those who have a great eye, a great ear, or something else that is grand. For these people have too little of everything and too much of one thing, like a scattered fragment or limb, but not a person that is wholesome and complete. Yet how could we endure ourselves to be complete, to aid ourselves when we stray, to avoid lamenting into the past and bring forth our redemption of the future? It is through our will. Will, that is what the liberator and bringer of all joy is. But now learn of this as well. The will itself is still a prisoner. The will is an angry spectator of all things past. The will cannot will backwards, that it cannot break time and time's desire. That is the will's most lonely affliction. While the will is our liberator, it also seeks its redemption through revenge, how it gnashes its teeth of its inability to go back in time, which encumbers towards our suffering. Has the will become its own redeemer and bringer of joy? Has it unlearned the spirit of revenge and all teeth gnashing? The will that is the will to power must will something higher than any reconciliation. But how shall this happen? Who has taught it to will backwards too? This question remains unanswered in the story, as what Nietzsche is saying, that as our will is our saviour, though it cannot go back in time, which is the cause of our greatest guilt and anxieties. And as we surmise, when Zarathustra denies helping the beggars, it's not to be taken literally, but demonstrates that we do not always need to look to others to be our saviour. To never neglect that our inevitable salvation only comes from within ourselves. For the hunch that we carry on our backs, that we believe is our nemesis, it also is the essence of our spirit, that determines who we are and becomes a guide to how we can recreate ourselves through hardship. To not focus on a single limb or a single act, but consider things in its full context of a whole body. As when we consider things in this holistic perspective, we often can find closure with what troubles us, which is how we can say yes to life. For as much as we wish we could go back into the past and rid of our mistakes and misfortune to allow our just redemption, this cannot always be possible. Yet, our salvation is only left for our will, even when we think all is lost, to not retire our resolve. And as we cannot will backwards, there is just one direction for us left to roam, and that is beyond the lamentation of the past. As our will is like time in itself, it is the wave of motion that acknowledges its past, but creates its future.